Alright, so today we're going to review the iPad Pro using the Apple Pencil and drawing in Autodesk Sketchbook app. So let's check it out. So first thing I want you to notice is actually the size of the iPad. It's beautiful. It's much bigger, and actually it's not too big, because if you take a look at my favorite sketchbook that I sketch in all the time, it is virtually the same size. So that for me is just beautiful, just wonderful. Now let's get to doing some sketching. So I got Procreate, I got Sketchbook, and messed around with both of them for about 5 days. But I like Sketchbook better. So here's some reasons why I really love Sketchbook. Now, one is just the using the two hands is just wonderful. It's so flexible. You can sketch with one hand, one arm. Then if you want to turn it, if you want to zoom in, you go zoom in with the other arm. Now the one thing that I did kind of find just a little bit annoying was that for the most part, it's okay. If you use your palm and you rest it on the screen, which we constantly do as artists and draw, usually there's no marks. But you can see sometimes there are little tiny brush marks that you'll put down with the palm of your hand that you might not even notice. So I would love to see in the future just a way to turn off the one finger touch. If it was just two finger touching, where you can rotate, zoom in, and then it is just activated with the pen, I think that would be awesome. Overall, I thought it was great. Another really wonderful feature is this little puck right here. You can go up, click and drag up to go lighter. You can click to drag down to go darker. You can click to the side to make it more saturated. You can click to the other side to make it less saturated. And over here we have, you can make your brush size bigger or smaller, or you can make your opacity less opaque or more opaque, which is really wonderful. And you tap on the little color swatch there, and then you get your color menu. And that is really great because the program is virtually built so you do not need to touch a keyboard at all. Just really, really wonderful. The other thing about this is that if you click on this button right here, you get all the nice options, which is really, really great. Notice that this part is really interesting. Okay, so you can actually make the brush smaller when you press harder and larger when you are not pressing hard at all. Right, so if I start pressing really hard, you see how small it gets. I start to loosen up, it gets bigger. Now, why would that be important? And notice that opacity is the same thing. You can have the minimum opacity less, which is normal, or you can have the maximum opacity less, which is not normal. Now, what would be the purpose of this? Well, one very good purpose of this is the fact that when we are painting or drawing with a thicker brush, a lot of times we are actually painting and drawing less opaque, right? We're shading perhaps. And then when we want to do the lines, then that's when the darker details come out. And this is the first time that I've seen this where you can tweak it so that it mimics how we really draw. I thought that was fantastic. Another really, really great tool here is this one right here. It says Time-Lapse, and if you click on it, you can actually start to record your painting. You can see the frame starting to click up, and now it's going into about 20 frames. The other great thing is that when you stop drawing, the recording has actually stopped recording frames, which means that you can not have to worry about continuously drawing and drawing and drawing all the time, because in the end, when I start drawing this now, all that time in between will be gone. So if I go, okay, that's my drawing, it's great, I'm going to save it to my photo library. Now, if I go to my videos, you can see that it's just drawing continuously, right, with no stopping in between, which makes the video look nicer. I think it's great. Now, even more importantly, of course, we can use it outdoors just by kind of feeling the weight of it and thinking, oh yeah, would this be comfortable working outside? That's fine. However, right now it's winter. So how is it going to do in the cold? And that's something that I really want to know. So what we did was we took the iPad Pro to Saint-Julien, just outside of Montreal, Canada. Plenty of snow to try out our new toy. Now I stayed out in the cold for about, I would say, 1 hour, drawing away, and never did it turn off or anything like that. In the end, it worked perfectly. I had no problems at all. Okay, so final review of the iPad Pro with the pencil using Sketchbook Pro. I thought it was fantastic. The iPad Pro is so ideal for sketching outdoors. Just look how thin it is. It's amazing. And it's super lightweight. The pencil is fantastic as well. The only thing I would say is it doesn't run full programs. So when it comes to the big question that everybody's asking, do I go with the Wacom Companion or the iPad Pro? I think it really depends on what you're going to do with it. If you're constantly sketching outdoors, sketching where there's no desk, then I would definitely go with the iPad Pro, as long as I don't need to do any tight finish on things, right? For that, I would rather go to my Wacom Companion, and I would choose the Wacom Companion also if I'm traveling. If I have to work in hotels, I gotta work in other people's studios, move my Companion around and work on different desks and things like that, that would be ideal, simply because it's just, it runs full Photoshop, it runs full programs. Okay, so it really depends on what you need either the iPad Pro or the Companion for. I thought this was a fantastic addition to my collection of gadgets for doing art. And I hope you enjoyed, and ask me any questions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, take care everybody.